I'm going to go ahead and, well, YouTube might not be on yet. I'm going to go ahead and get my Facebook stream to the amateur microscopy first. So let's see. Go ahead and add a title. And this is going out to the amateur microscopy Facebook page. And usually it's when I go from my Streamlabs to Facebook page, it has a delay. And I want to say sometimes 5-minute delay. So if you ask a question or something and I don't see it, it's just such a delay. I'll see the question and you might not hear my answer for 5 minutes, but hopefully it picks up a little and doesn't last that long. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go live to my YouTube channel also. Oh, well, it's already streaming. So, all right, so YouTube streaming also. And that could slow it down a little bit. So the goal today was to go to that amateur microscopy group that I'm a member of on Facebook. So if anything starts to slow down, I'll drop the YouTube page for a while first. And I'm getting an error on YouTube. Please use keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently keyframes. Okay, so keyframes. Let's see. All right. All right, and so from my experience, when I'm on Facebook, when I'm on the Facebook group, the chats tend not to come over on my Streamlabs desktop, so I have to go back and forth to the app if anybody wants to chat. And I'm going to attempt, so you can see it's blurry. So what I'm going to do is I got to fix my camera here to match my eye focus here. There you go, that should be it. So it should be in focus now. And this, believe it or not, this is 150 times. This tardigrade is magnified 150 times. I do have I can't pinch zoom on here because it's not through my phone. So what's going on is, I have another, so I can jump on microscopic large. So I have a crop version that just by pushing a few buttons, well, one button really, it'll zoom in and it'll go back out. So let's see, small. So that's 150 times, and this is about, I don't know, 350, 400, but it's digital zoom or cropped. So. And one thing good about Streamlabs is that you can put different things on here. Like I can put my YouTube channel info down there and it'll scroll by. And if you want to subscribe, if you subscribe to anything, I'd rather it be YouTube, because I'm trying to get up 4,000 viewing hours so I can start earning a couple of nickels. A couple of nickels on my streams. So you can see this little guy is pretty active today. And you see some Spirogyra algae. The Spirogyra I actually got from a friend who ordered it from somewhere to get a clean sample of it. If I go to my pond and pull out if I want to get clean algae, whenever you get it from a pond or anything, you get tons of other stuff with it. Worms and stuff tend to get worms. So I actually got a handful of this Spirogyra from a friend who had it. I think he bought it from somewhere a long time ago and has it cultivating pretty good. So. And I've actually had this culture of tardigrades. This is a fairly small tardigrade, so he might be real young, maybe a couple of weeks. I've seen many eggs on here. In fact, on an amateur microscopy page, I actually put a time lapse of the eggs. I don't think I have any on this slide, but we'll check in a little while. And I even have, I got YouTube, Twitch, I got my Facebook group, and what else? I also have Instagram link down there. Well, it's not a link, you have to copy it. So, but what I'd like to do is, and believe it or not, that TikTok, I don't really like TikTok much at all, but, I figure if kids are going to use it, they might as well get some science on there. So if I can get to 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, that'll let me stream live on there also. I'm gonna go grab my coffee, cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Oh, there you go. I got a question. Yes, water bear. Anastasia. Yeah, so Anastasia, that is a water bear. This is from a culture I had going for about a month. So doing pretty good. Hey, Kenro, I got a chat from YouTube. The strange thing is on YouTube, the chats come through my Streamlabs app, and on Twitch, they come through my Streamlabs app, but for some reason, Facebook comments don't come through. So I have to switch back and forth to see the comments. So there you go. And now this is what this tardigrade I have with my standalone. Got this camera from Microscopic Solutions, and it's really a good camera. I mean, it was fairly expensive, but you could see it does a good job. And if I make it large here, let's see. So what it allows you to do is have different screens on here. This is actually just like a crop or like a digital zoom of the. There you go. So I can go back and forth. I can go between about, I don't know, what is that, 350 maybe, and I can go back to 150. That's about, I'm just estimating about 350. So this is 150 times just with my objective lens on the microscope, and 10 times on the eyepiece. And then when I hit this button, I have a cropped image of it, and it probably doubles it. So 300, 400 maybe. You can see the eye spots right there. And so Streamlabs allows you to do a lot of things. Like if I wanted, I could put a web page. Hey, thanks, Kinaroni. Yeah, so you're following on Twitch now. Thanks. I'm trying to build up all of these. Twitch, Facebook, all of them, because, you know, I want it to take off. If it takes off and I ever get that DIC microscope, boy, it's going to be crazy. So. What is my process for culture? What I'll do is I'll show you my process. I got a video on YouTube. I'll go copy it right now and paste it in here for you. But basically, if you want to hear it in my words, I live around a lot of oak trees, and those oak trees have a lot of lichen on them, that green stuff that grows on them. What I do is go pull off a handful of bark, you know, get some bark with it. Get some bark with the lichen. Whoops, hang on. Let me focus. Get some bark with the lichen, and then you put it in distilled spring water if you can, you know, about room temperature. When you get home, kind of break it up into little pieces, stir it around, and then wait overnight, and then start looking at it the next morning. I never fail. You know, I guess I'm just good at it, but I'll go ahead the next morning, at least in 48 hours, after, if they were all dried up, they start to come back to life, and they're all over the place. So I have so many in this one container just from one sample of bark, so they're even breeding. So, yeah, so lichen hope, yeah, there you go. So Anastasia said, I'm currently soaking some bark and lichen, hope to see more tardigrades, just loved and appreciate. Yeah, thanks. Let me go grab the link to my video. It's fairly informative, I guess. So let me see real quick. Let's see. There you go. All right, so I'm on the Facebook. Let's see. Yeah, Kenroni on YouTube. It could it does tend to eat that, suck the juice out of those Spirogyra. I don't think it's its preferred food, but I've seen them suck it up. You know, I've seen them put their jaws in there. So here's the link. I'm putting the link on the Facebook page to how I actually found this batch that I have actually was found on the day that I made this video, and they're multiplying, so that's good. And my Facebook stream usually gets behind. So if you post a question or something and I don't answer it, it's because when I answer it, you're not going to hear my answer for 5 minutes maybe at times. So let me use the bigger page here. Hang on. This is digital zoom, or basically a crop. The microscope actually goes, I have 400x on here, but I don't use 400 with tardigrades because I'd have to put a cover slide on it so my objective doesn't get wet. And if I put a cover slide on it, it doesn't last long. You have to constantly keep adding water to it, or you'll squish the tardigrades. And as you're adding water to it, the cover slide starts touching the objective, and it's a real pain. And there he goes. You'll see I got a bigger slide, which it looks more like a tiny skinny aquarium that I'm gonna put on in a minute. I have some worms on and off. This is actually a couple of drops of water from my culture. I have parts of that. I have about a milliliter of water in this big slide, I call it. It holds about a milliliter of not a milliliter, about a fourth of a milliliter of water, and it tends to have much more stuff, creatures on it, including some amoebas also. Hey Trixie, what's going on? No, so Michael on amateur microscopy, yeah, I mean, officially, you could see them with the naked eye if you really look for them, but not for the purposes of separating them out from bark. I posted a video a minute ago of how I find these. So what I do is, on the video, it'll show me pulling the bark off, breaking the bark up, putting it in the soupy stuff, putting it in the distilled water, and then stirring around and waiting 1 or 2 days, and every day just get about 10 drops of water, put it on a slide, and look. I've never, I swear, in the last 6 months using that process, I've never not found one. So what are those other small creatures moving back further? Yeah, it's hard for me to tell what they are. I mean, it's hard enough to identify the big things. A lot of that is algae, flagellates, that are motile. So, but those are so small, and I didn't get this. You get a lot of stuff out of the tree bark, so it could be anything. Yeah, I'm getting, and then this is the first time I'm streaming to this group and all, but it's giving me messages. The resolution might be too high and things like that. but I think once I'm streaming, I don't think I can change any of that. So. Yeah, you see, I could change the resolution next time, but I can't change it while the stream is gone. So, yeah, I got these Kinneroni on Facebook. I got this from the side of an oak tree. I have a lot of oak trees where I live, so that's my go-to place. Yeah, good. So it's streaming well on YouTube. Let me ask. So they say it's streaming really well on YouTube. It looks like it's streaming fine on Facebook, but I keep getting the pop-ups on Facebook that it could fail and things like that because of the frame rate and stuff like that. And Facebook usually, from my experience, can get way behind. Like, if somebody asks a question, they might not hear my answer for 5 minutes. I mean, Facebook is saying the video bit rate is 2.3 megabits, I think. I'm not sure. But so that's fairly good. I mean, that's good. So it must be working out. And I usually stream to Reddit also. Reddit is my big account. I have thousands and thousands of viewers there. And at times in Reddit, if you hit it right, I can get 20,000 people looking at one time, and over the course of an hour, it builds up maybe sometimes over 1 million unique viewers. So, but right now I'm not streaming to Reddit, basically because I wanted to just get a good, strong stream up to Facebook and YouTube. Sometimes if you stream to too many places at once, it bogs you down, or it could bog you down. Yeah, now the URL, okay, on Facebook, because that's Kinneroni. Today I'm streaming to a Facebook group that I'm a member of. So let me get you the link to that Facebook group. You may have to join it. It's a good group to join, Amateur Microscopy. So I can let me grab that link if I can. Let's see. And Amateur Microscopy, they have a lot of viewers. I'm just looking. Hey, Anastasia, I see you post on Amateur. Is this a really fat tardigrade? No, this does not look like a tardigrade that I've ever seen. This looks, I can't tell what that is. It looks like a nymph, almost like an insect nymph, like a between part. Let me answer you on here. Be nice if you could find out what that is. So let's see. Okay, so what I'll do is copy the link. So on YouTube, let me go back over here. So yeah, I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel and I'm gonna go ahead and paste the link to this Facebook stream in there. I don't know if it'll let you jump over right on top of it, or if you have to be accepted into the group or not. Yeah, Anastasia, that thing, it does. What's strange about that one you had on there, that thing you had, it looks insectish, sort of like an insect, maybe you know a stage of an insect. But that little thing on his right in his nose, I guess, it does resemble what a tardigrade mouth looks like. So to keep this guy in focus, I have to jump back to my Streamlab. Now, you see this stuff he's in right now? I don't know if you could see it or not. That, I don't know what that is if it's a combination of algae and fungus, but they like to be in that stuff. And if you can look at him, he looks like he's trying to eat some of it or suck the juice out of some of it. See? Yeah, blue skies, these are pretty cool. No. Anastasia says, I just picked up a microscope recently, so I feel like I'm bothering the group with some annoying basic questions. No, people like to answer them. I mean, like, I'll answer anything. As a matter of fact, when I'm streaming, when I'm on Reddit, and sometimes when I have 20,000 viewers, I get like 100 comments every 5 seconds, and most of them are repetitive and basic. Like, what kind of microscope is it? How much does a microscope cost? It never gets old. I mean, if we didn't like questions, I surely wouldn't be doing this. No way. But as you can see on Reddit, if I stream for an hour on Reddit, sometime in that hour, I'll go from 30 viewers to 25,000, and then it'll stay up 25,000 for an hour or so. So even though Reddit's not the best place to stream, I got to go where the power is. And so what I do is when I stream there, like right now on Facebook, this group has 30,000 members, and I think I have 4 viewers right now on the Facebook poll. My YouTube has, I think I have about 3,500 subscribers, and I don't have many people watching right now. So Reddit pays off for viewers, but it's the hardest to stream to, I guess you would say. It's just to post a FAQ on your page here on Twitch. Yeah, I could, but here's the trouble with yeah, I'll keep streaming to Reddit. Don't worry about that. That's not going away. That's where people donate a couple of bucks, because if you get 1 million unique viewers in an hour, some of them, throw you a few bucks and you save it for new microscope stuff. So I'm not going away on Reddit. That's for sure. The only reason I'm not going to Reddit right now is because I wanted to get a strong stream to YouTube and Facebook. If I add Reddit to this, the bandwidth starts to suffer a little bit. And what's strange is I guess it's not strange, but once you start streaming with Streamlabs, you can't add or take away a stream. So I can't just jump on Reddit right now. You know, it doesn't work like that. I would have to end the stream and start it over. And one thing good about Streamlabs, you can do a lot of things with it. You know, I have my Reddit addresses playing down there. And you can do, let me give you some examples here. Like I can go back to small, that's 150, and that's about 300 or 400, 150, 300 or 400 right here. I can also do this. Watch this. This is pretty cool, okay? It's not great, but it's pretty cool, okay? Like if I'm talking, I can circle the tardigrade. You know, I can draw. Okay, and I can circle, let's see, oops. I can circle the algae, what I call goop right here, algae or whatever it is that this tardigrade likes to sit into, and then I can erase it all. So that's pretty good, you know. I can change the color. Let's see. It's kind of hard to get a hold of here. Hold on. See, here's my tardigrade. Let's pretend I'm talking to somebody. Here's his rear end right here, and his head is right there. So you can do all kind of stuff with this. So that's pretty good. Another thing you can do is put a web page on it. So if somebody wanted to know about tardigrades and read about them, I can put a web page actually right on the stream, and you can read it while you're looking at this. I guess if you have a big enough screen. So it's 11:14. I'm going to go to about 11:30. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I have, this is one slide right here that I have. I put about 4 drops of water on it. So what I'm going to do is, I didn't really look. I found this tardigrade in about 5 seconds. So I didn't really look at them. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and scan through this. I'm going to go to low power and look at 40x. So this is 40 times, and look how small this is. So if you're wondering how small tardigrades is, they're 40 times smaller than that. So that's kind of crazy when you think about it. My weirdest microscope find so far, Anastasia. You know, you've been doing it for years. Those finds are usually unique when you first start out, where everything is weird. So let's say in the last month, let me think. I mean, at first everything's weird, Anastasia, but then it just becomes normal. Let's not say weird. Let's say what was the most exciting thing or most unexpected thing that I found. Well, I'd say those are stentors. When you find a stentor, man, you almost scream out. So you know, you because they're hard to get. They usually attach themselves to stuff on the bottom of ponds and stuff. And you know, you get all that, and you're probably getting them in your water sample, but you know, you just never run across one on your slide. So yeah, yeah, rotifers. So you see, a rotifer made you real happy. Anastasia, in rotifers, you probably finding them all over the place. They are everywhere. I mean, even in when I get them off tree bark, with these guys, they're in there. So also, I get a lot of hookworms. You know, that's the most, I guess, other than crazy bacteria, I think hookworms are the most dangerous thing I get. Hookworms kill a lot of humans every year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this slide kind of slow and see what else we got. So I know we have one tardigrade on here. And there he is to the right. So what you do is just go up and down. This is about, I don't know, 3 or 4 good sized drops of water on this slide. You can see the edge of the world right there to these guys. Yeah, so not much else on this slide. This right here is the edge of the water on the slide. So that's pretty cool. That's the edge of their world, their flat earth. And here he is again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up. Whoops, I just touched the water. Shit. Okay. I'm going to jump up to 150. So this is 150. And then I'm going to go ahead and go digital zoom to about 300. Then I'm going to oblique the light. I'm going to kind of shade out the light a little bit. All right, this is oblique lighting. You get kind of a 3D look and can kind of see their insides a little. So, yeah, this is Ken Road just asked, is that a single drop? No, this is about three good sized drops of pipette water. So about 3 drops. What is the log shaped debris in the water? That's Spirogyra algae, actually. Let me go back. So what Spirogyra is, it's an algae that makes oxygen and stuff. So, and what you see in here, look at the Spirogyra right here. You could see, let me go back, let me zoom out. Okay, you could see how it's got sections in it. Let me get a flatter part. I mean, use your imagination. You don't even have to use your imagination. You could see the sections of it. That's 1, 2, 3. Well, this is one piece that eventually, right there, will grow, or it'll keep dividing. So let's say in 24 hours, that's going to be a lot bigger than it is. But that's what these log-shaped things are. There you go. Victor says, "Oh, bears." I had to translate it. Been trying to find one for days. Yeah, thanks. How are you searching for them, Victor? Do you have a process? So yeah, Victor. So I just replied to Victor. I said I have a culture of many of them. I've had for well over a month. So you could see right now, this tardigrade is eating now. So let's see. You see how he's sucking? Look at that. You could see it. See it? His jaw sucking that? So he's got a little piece of algae right there that he's sucking the juice out of. Check that out. So you see that little arrow shaped thing? What it does, it grabs on. See that little? A few minutes ago I told you they like this stuff right here. They just like this goopy stuff. I'm not sure what it is, but you can see he's twisted around it and he sticks his jaws, these little, I don't know what they call them, his little mouth parts, and he sucks the juice out of that. So you're actually seeing him eat just now. Let me take my lower thirds off. So you see how you can take off stuff, and I can actually annotate and draw. So let me interact here. So if you were lucky enough, you could see right in here that dark thing in the tip of his face. That's his. He's got these little hard mineralized, I don't know what they're, pokers, I guess, and they like a Y shape, and the bottom of the Y sticks into some algae and they suck juice out of it. So you can kind of see that right there as it comes in and out of focus. Mossy water. Hey Victor, I'm going to post a video of how I found these, okay? And then you can go check it out. And if you like it, you can try this. I suppose everybody has trees. Hang on. All right, let's see. All right, Victor, I posted a link. If you can go to my YouTube page. Whoop, I posted my own YouTube link to my own YouTube page. I'm gonna post this on the Facebook page. So Victor, this is how I actually found these tardigrades that we're looking at right now. You can see his face pincher here. I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to take this slide off and I'm going to put him back in his tardigrade water. Make him all happy. And I'm going to put my big aquarium sized slide on it and see what we can see in this thing. So let me focus. Let me go smaller. So this is what I consider a giant slide. And ooh, look, you see, look in this slide, I got a, this is the Aleosoma. So this is an actual worm. Yee. So this is the critter. You see all that brown stuff, all that stuff. These critters, these are real animals too, right here. And so they poop a lot. So, but since they're so big, there's a paramecium coming to check him out. So this is a real worm here. And I don't really like them. I mean, I like to look at them. They're all weird. And who was that? Anastasia asked me, what's the weirdest thing? These are weirdos. These things are weird. For sure. Yeah, you can create a zoo. Don't worry about that. The, you, the, tr- the trouble is, you can create a zoo. That's not hard. The trouble is keeping stuff separate from the stuff you don't want them in. Like, I don't want this guy in my tardigrade water. You know, he could eat small tardigrades, but he tends to poop a lot. And, you know, I don't like a lot of worm poop with my tardigrades. That's my granddaughter playing. What you doing, girl? She's bored. She's 6 and she's bored of microscopes. No, tardigrades don't try to eat each other. Worms, I think like some flatworms or planarian, man, they're beasts. They'll, yeah, midnight blue, they a pain. You know, worms are beasts. This one is dividing. So let me show you what this is. So now you know I got one worm in here, at least. That's an Aleosoma. And if you look right here, it looks like another one is holding on to his butt. See that right there? Let me interact here. Hang on. If you look right here, see how it looks like this one ends and this one begins? That's how they divide. This one starts growing out the butt end of this one. See? Look, you can see his head. So, and then when they get big enough, they detach. And you can check me if I'm wrong. These are called Aleosomas, Aelosomas. But I'm pretty sure the one in the back has got to eat the poop of the one in the front. Oh, look, here you go. Y'all know what that is? Tardigrade eggs. So you see he passed up the egg breakfast here. So the live Facebook gets to see tardigrade eggs. Yeah, Victor, you just, I mean, unless you're a professional and you're working in a sterile environment and you really know what you're doing, you're not going to control anything. You're not going to control bacteria and you're not going to control worms. I mean, I've had worm cultures in one jar, in one dish, and tardigrades in the other, pretty clean. And just, I mean, you could get a drop of water on your finger and then get it on the bottom of a pipette. And guess what? That's all she wrote. You're going to cross-contaminate it. Yeah, I mean, you might be new. I'm not a pro. I mean, I have a microscope. I have a biology degree, but it's not in protist. It's not in microscopy. It's just a hobby. I have a good, clean culture of tardigrades right now, but I guarantee you there's worms in it. You know, I just didn't look enough. So these are tardigrade eggs right here. And if you put a time lapse on them, you could actually see inside of them that they're actually move a little bit. Yeah, Mr. Tardigrade. I thought about something like tardigrades or something like that. My name's evolving a little bit. I was to my friends. I told them I was going to get a biology degree, and they said, "Why you want to be a?" I said, "I'm going to be a scientist." And they said, "You're going to be a mad scientist," you know. And they used to laugh at me, so I chose that name. But I've been thinking of names since I do stream a lot of tardigrades. I was thinking of changing it to something like that. Yeah, Trixie Dust. This sample actually, I think, if I remember right, this is like a tiny, tiny aquarium. If you could picture, I can't show you a picture of it, but if you could picture two slides put together with a gap of about a 1/2 millimeter in it, about 3 inches wide and 2.5 inches deep. That's what this is. And it holds about a milliliter of water, maybe, not even that. And what I do is I tend to mix samples when I put it in there. So I'll put some tardigrade water in it and put some other stuff in it. So I get a mixed sample of things, you know, so it's interesting. So at this point, I would have to pour this into a petri dish, look for the tardigrade eggs through my stereo microscope, and put a little pipette on them and grab them off, and then put them in my tardigrade water. Yeah, water bear man, different things. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up changing it again one day. I have the leeway to change it because my streams haven't really, in my Facebook and YouTube page, aren't killer streamers, right? Like I don't get 10,000 people every time I stream, so it's not going to hurt anything if I change the name a couple of times. Oh, you built your own microscope? That's good. I couldn't build a microscope if I needed it to diagnose my disease. There's just no way it's going to happen. I'm terrible at building. So I'm gonna go ahead and scroll through this a little bit more. I'm gonna go to about 150 again. And so I'm gonna go out to 40x. So we found the eggs. There's our worm again. Up, there's another one, see? See that? So in here, there's already 2 of these guys. Okay, so look at this. I can tell you right now, let me get my annotate and draw. I saw this the other day, I believe. This right here, look how big he is. This is 40x, okay? This is 40 times. Look how big he is compared to this one. This one definitely just hatched, okay? I don't want to say in the last hour, but this one over here has just hatched. And you could see, this might be his mama. Right here. So because you could see the size difference in them. So look at them. I wish I had some kind of way to see these sizes, but look at this guy, how small. And this one, if you want to say big, there you go. Yeah, Anastasia, well, if the dust is on the outside, I just use, like I said, I've never ruined any lenses. I use eyeglass wipes. Like I have expensive eyeglasses, and I feel that if I clean my eyeglasses without scratching them with an eyeglass wipe, the kind you just pull out of the package, where it's sterile when you take it out, there's no dust particles on it. Don't just pick up a rag, or even don't just pick up something off your table and start wiping it. So I usually use that and get a soft, to clean inside of my objective lens, I'll get something soft like a stick. Sometimes I'll take the cotton off, or most of the cotton off a Q-tip, and I'll put the lens cleaning paper over my objective lens, and I'll just push that in and kind of twist it a little bit. I've never had any problems, but you know, don't scratch your lens because of what I'm telling you. Look it up if you really want to know something. But I've never had any trouble doing that. I tend not to just pick up a rag and clean off my microscope lens, just like I wouldn't pick up a rag or clean my eyeglasses with my shirt, you know. You know, you can, not that that cloth is going to hurt it, but it could have grit on it, you know, a little dirt or something that might scratch. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So look how big this guy is. That other thing jumping around right there, that is a Euplotes. That right there, the black thing, is an amoeba. Look at that. See the amoeba? Let me zoom in on him. So a lot of people that follow me notice that I have a lot of amoebas. And this is one of them. This one actually came, this got cross-contaminated with my water bears. I didn't see them at first in my water bear sample, and then I started, you know, moving things back and forth, and then they started appearing like crazy. Yeah, this isn't actually polarized filter. What this is, Victor's probably, when I did oblique, let me see here. When I did oblique lighting, I think this is what you're talking about, right? Right here, maybe. This is oblique lighting that kind of gives you a 3D-ish type look. You kind of got to fool with it. It's my dark field slider, and if you do it right, there you go, you can get like a 3D look to it. Oh look, you can almost, I think you can see this one's nucleus. You know, don't hold me to it, but let me interact here. I just went away. Let's see. Nah, I can't see it anymore. Maybe right there. That might be his nucleus. Let me get out of here. Yeah, you can't tell. Yeah, I can't tell if that's his nucleus or not. Maybe if I have a flatter, see if I have a flatter. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go one more slide here. Not one more slide, but one more of my little aquarium. Now this is gonna be a surprise. I don't know what's in this one. So let's see if we're surprised by anything. So this one has a lot of Euplotes in it. See those things swimming in circles? Those are Euplotes. Yeah, the amoeba has no shape. That's why sometimes if you don't have a lot of them, they're hard to find. They're hard to find because they can make the shape of anything. So before I go, I'm just going to scan this slide right here. So yeah, lots of Euplotes on here. I do see some worm poop all over the place, so I know I have worms in here. I see a couple of, I got paramecium on here, I can tell. Yeah, this seems to have a lot of Euplotes on it. And amoebas, there's a lot of amoebas on here also. Let me see if I can find a flattened out amoeba. Oh, this one has a worm on it too. Look, he's making a trail right here. Check it out. Wow, check that out. He's going through this fungus. I think that's a fungus that's growing on my slide. And you can see him, he's going through it. Yeah, that's bad. Look at that. And this kind of looks like an Aleosoma, but then it doesn't. This might be a tardigrade that is either going into or coming out of hibernation. Let me see. Yeah, see, notice how this tardigrade has all his colors. He looks fine, but he's just not moving. Okay, this one, I've seen him start moving after about 15 minutes. This one doesn't look dead or anything. It just looks like it's not mobile right now. All right, so it's 11:42. At 11:45, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off the stream. So enjoy this guy. You can see him. Let me end. Let me end with an amoeba. Okay, here's a big amoeba right there. Let me zoom in to 150. There you go. So look at him with all his food and his guts and everything. Comes some Aleosoma over. These other ones over here look like amoebas that might have just budded off from another one. See how small they are? And these euplotes, they do pretty good with oblique lighting. Let me see if I can oblique the light here. Look how they look under oblique lighting. Man, you can almost check that out. You can see how the water moves, how they move in that fungus and algae around. And they have to keep moving or these amoeba will get them. Thanks, Victor. Yeah, Kenro says, thank you. Your video is awesome and your voice is so soothing. I might use it to lower my blood pressure. You know what I was thinking? I didn't notice how my voice sounded. Some people like my accent. Well, it seems like a lot of people like my accent, the lower Ninth Ward accent from New Orleans I have. So I was thinking about, using my Reddit stream people, to read read classical novels like Moby Dick or something. Can you imagine me reading novels with this voice? Yeah, nobody really interacts with the amoeba. I think they know what it is. So when they get around it, but sometimes a paramecium will be sitting there, and and if the water is not too deep and the paramecium can't swim up or down, that amoeba will get them. So this amoeba looks like he's gonna fool around with this hunk of algae right here, maybe. And that could be this. You almost gotta use your imagination, but right there, that could be his nucleus right here. See that big, right in there. Now, if anybody wants to correct me if I'm wrong, feel free. Right. Uh-oh, where did it go? Right. I want to say right here. Could be off by a mile, but it could be. Yes, Sus Master. I did change it. I changed it from Protozoa Man Ken. I might change it again to something to do with tardigrades one day, but I was getting so much trouble with saying Protozoa Man Ken when somebody wanted to do my web page or YouTube channel. Even people in the neighborhood, you know, I got to say, okay, Protozoa Man Ken. Oh, is that one word, Protozoa? Or is it two words? And it became such a pain that I just decided to change it. Yeah, Kenro, they do touch and run. They seem to touch it and then take off. And if you want, what I'll do is, before I go, I'll make a, well, not before I go, but I'm gonna make a time lapse of one of these amoebas, and they're really cool. So, all right, well, gang, I'm gonna hit the road and go hang out with my granddaughter. Thanks for coming by. I may stream the Reddit later.